Alright, so we finally made some decisions on the bee yard about how we were going to handle some things. We have a box of drawn comb and nectar from the old Queen's-Ala hive that does not have a queen right now. We pulled that off. We actually used the bottom box because they had 2 full deep brood frames full of honey and bees, but no queen. So what we ended up doing is pulled the top box of that off and then gave them a queen by combining them with our Giada split that we had in the nuke. So we took the 3 tall nuke, which is 12 frames, put it down in a 10 frame box and put that with a whole deep frame full of resources. So that should give them a pretty good shot at survival this winter. The other box is what we're going to do is we're going to take the other deep box full of resources and give it to one of our queens at our first bee yard that has 8 to 10 frames drawn of bees and comb and but no resources. Okay, so they've got a queen, they've got bees, they've got drawn comb, they just don't have any resources in order to reproduce and make it through the winter. So we're going to give them that whole deep box full of resources, and hopefully that goes pretty well. We're also going to do some mite treatments on them today. So that's what we're going to be doing, so stay tuned, check it out, and thanks for watching. A decent amount of bees in the resource hive that I just grabbed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give them paper to paper combine. Those bees have been without a queen for a long time, so it shouldn't be a problem, but I don't want there to be any fighting. We've got not very many bees in either hive right now, so I don't want them to kill each other off. So I'm just going to paper combine them. So I put a piece of newspaper down, some slits in it, and put it right on top. And what that does is it gives the bees time to adjust to the other hive's scent as they chew down through the paper or chew up through the paper, and makes it more likely that they'll get along and not kill each other and not fight. And I need to put treatment on here. That's all there is to it. Hopefully that gives this hive a really good shot at surviving winter. We'll pull that paper off whenever we come back and pull the treatments and see how they're doing right before we winterize them. Alright, so another thing we have going on, we pulled a bunch of supers off of all of the hives. We got into one of them and it was still completely full of bees and none of the comb was capped. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give it back to the original hive. It's going to give them some extra stores to make it through winter. And that way we don't have to worry about killing all the bees or trying to brush them all off and get them back into the hive. There's a very small possibility the queen is actually still in this box and we don't want to lose the queen. So we're just going to put that whole super back on and we're going to end up overwintering this 100-degree hive, old Queen Vesta hive with 2 deeps and a medium unless something changes before we go into winter. So that's the new plan. We're kind of just adjusting as we go. So I'm just going to get that box right back on here. Alright, last but not least, we have one of our swarms that we caught after the derecho that has been sitting in this Pro Nuke box. And if you've watched any of our previous videos, you know that we hate the Pro Nuke box. It's pretty much good for transportation and not for storage. So So all we're going to do is we're going to just move those frames out of the Pro Nuke box into one of our wood nukes until we figure out exactly what we're going to do with this hive. It does have a laying queen. They have almost zero drawn comb. They have no resources. So they're not looking good going into winter. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do, whether we're getting rid of queens, whether we're going to combine, whatnot. But no matter what we do, it's going to be easier to do if we have them in this wood box, and that's going to be the best chance. So we're going to move them into a wood nuke and go from there, so you can check it out. Quarter of a frame, nothing in it. This side has a quarter of a frame with nothing in it. Again, about a quarter of a frame on each side. There are eggs in this frame. In at least some of the cells. And like I said, we found the queen yesterday. So she's in here and we watched her lay an egg. She is laying. But they don't have any resources or any comb to speak of. So they're definitely not looking like they're in very good shape. I almost want to pull one of those frames out of that box I just gave them and see what happens if I give them some resources. This is drone comb, looks like. I'm going to get that in here. In case the queen is on one of those frames and I didn't see her. Nothing. So what I am going to do, just for helping them get through until we make a decision, I'm going to pull this frame out and swap it with that resource frame we just did. So nice big frame of honey and some space for drawing for laying. I'm going to put that in there and just see what this hive does with it. If they don't make it, we can just give it back and go from there. But feeling bad. I don't have anything. I gotta give them something. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out our video. I am hopeful to see how much honey we get this year, and I appreciate you guys watching us. So as always, like and subscribe if you want to see our videos coming through. And we have a Facebook page if you haven't checked it out, BP Honey and Apiary. So go check us out on there too. You'll get frequent updates and let you know when our honey is available. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.